Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
All right, mic's on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Chapman Arena inside the Firebird Fieldhouse at Holy Ghost Prep, where we have our JV match of our JV and varsity doubleheader today between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and York Catholic. So Charles Steinmetz at half court for the tip-off for the Firebirds. He's hit right back, and York Catholic will start with the ball with Elijah Grandas taking up the court. Back out to the middle. Now cutting to the paint, up and over. It's up and good for two. Samuel McKim gets the first points of the game for York Catholic. And they lead by 2 as Stenardo takes it up across half court for the Firebirds. Stenardo has options, goes to Zach Sharlin, a little bit of a scoring slump the past 2 games. Sharlin back out across to Brandon Bass, down to Stenardo. Bass back to Sharlin. Sharlin to the top to Segarich. Segarich to the corner to Stenardo, pulls off a 3. Stenardo patrolling the outskirts to the top of the key. Back out to Segarich. Segarich. Now to Sharlin again. Sharlin looking for help. Gets it to Charles Steinmetz. Steinmetz back out across to Brandon Bass. Bass to Stenardo. Stenardo to the rim. Up and no good. After the 2 bounce. And now it's Evan Kipple taking it up for York Catholic. Kipple finds his man. It's McKim again. McKim back out to Kipple. Now back up to the top of the key to Jack Lawrence. Lawrence on the return feed to Everett King. Lawrence to the rim for 2. It's good. And York Catholic has all 4. The first 4 points of the game. Mark Stenardo across half court again. Sharlin, Bass, Steinmetz, and Segarich, his other 4. Back out to Segarich. Attempted to pump fake to 3. Back out to the corner. Zach Sharlin, no good. Rebounded by Brandon Bass. Bass to Stenardo. Stenardo thought about it. Didn't finish. And a whistle. And it'll be a whistle going against York Catholic. So their first foul of the game. Zach Sharlin will inbounds. Sharlin has it open. 3. First, it's up and good. Robbie Segarich for 3. And that cuts the lead down to 1. York Catholic on the answer. Back to the middle. It's up. It's good for 2. That's Everett King with his first points of the game. 5:19 to play in the first quarter. 6-3 Firebirds trailing York Catholic. Back out to Brandon Bass. Bass across. Zach Sharlin. Sharlin looking for help. Got knocked away. Recovers. Out to the side. Back out to Segarich. Segarich back to Stenardo. The Firebirds reset. Stenardo directing traffic. Finds Steinmetz. Steinmetz shuffle pass into Robbie Segarich for 2, and it's up and good. Segarich with all 5 of the Firebirds points this first quarter. It's 6-5 York Catholic. A pickpocket. Stenardo for 2. The Firebirds take the lead 7-6. Mark Stenardo on the pickpocket. Now Samuel McKim. McKim down court for Jack Lawrence. Lawrence with a pass back to Elijah Grandas. Grandas got knocked away. Loose, recovers, out to the corner, back out to Kim. And wants in the hands of Lawrence again. Lawrence back across to Evan Kipple. Kipple holding on. Out to the side to Samuel McKim. McKim back to Kipple's knocked away. Stenardo, a foul called. And it's going against York Catholic. So the Firebirds take over at around half court. Robbie Segarich to inbound. Same 4 on the floor for the Firebirds as well as Segarich. With Sharlin, Steinmetz, Stenardo, and Brandon Bass. Segarich gets the return feed. Segarich passes it back to Steinmetz. Steinmetz to the corner to Stenardo. Back to Steinmetz. Back out to Segarich. Zach Sharlin. Sharlin to Bass. Bass back to Stenardo. Stenardo making a man miss. Back out to the corner. Segarich. Out across. Zach Sharlin for 3. No good. Tipped. The rebound was not able to be corralled by Brandon Bass. And Samuel McKim takes it up across half court. McKim near the 3-point line. Passes it back out across. It's a loose ball. 2 York Catholic players fighting for it. Now it's passed back and stolen by the Firebirds. There's HGP. It's Brandon Bass on the backwards pass from Zach Sharlin. On the other return feed to Sharlin. Sharlin into the paint. Up and good for 2. And 1. Zach Sharlin. And the lead up to 3. Or was it an N1? It was not an N1. An offensive foul was called. So an offensive foul was called. The Firebirds bench erupted. So York Catholic takes over, still only down by 1. It's Evan Kipple. Kipple across again to McKim. McKim looking for help, goes back to Kipple. 3:17 to play. Firebirds by 1, 7-6. They get the pass back again with Jack Lawrence. Lawrence across to Kipple. Kipple to McKim, back to Lawrence. Lawrence, a 1-bounce pass. He has his man going to the rim. It was backed off. And that was Grandas going to the rim. Now a 3-pointer, it's up and good. York Catholic answers and has retaken the lead with a 3 from Samuel McKim. Zach Sharlin across half court. Sharlin cutting through. Back out to Charles Steinmetz. Steinmetz to the rim and he's fouled. And Steinmetz will go to the line with York Catholic's second foul of half. That's a third foul of the half, pardon me. So Steinmetz will shoot 2. Firebirds trail by 2. So Steinmetz makes his first. That cuts the lead in half down to 1. 2:42 to play in this first quarter. York Catholic leads 9-8. They also have 3 fouls compared to the Firebirds' 1. And Steinmetz makes them both. That ties the game at 9. And now here's the inbound coming from Jack Lawrence. Lawrence on the baseline. Lawrence back out across to Samuel McKim. McKim cuts back, finds a hole. McKim across half court. McKim did the paint with an inbound pass. It's up and good. And so there's a 1-bounce pass. And he finds this man, Henry Stevens, getting his name called for the first time today on a made layup. And that puts York Catholic up by 2 again, 11-9. Stenardo across half court. Back out to Zach Sharlin. Sharlin across country to Segarich. Segarich back to Brandon Bass. Bass across to Stenardo again. Stenardo slicing through. Mark Stenardo, 1-bounce pass. Back over to Brandon Bass, who ties it. Brandon Bass brings the game notch up at 11. Lawrence on the quick inbound to Evan Kipple. Kipple across his own 3-point line, now across half court, inching toward the Firebird top of the key. Kipple out to the corner. Michael Bona swung back and forth, but didn't shoot. That pass back to McKim. McKim with a return feed, but knocked away. Here's Stenardo. Stenardo looking for someone down court. He's going to find him. Robbie Segarich pivot. Segarich back out across to Zach Sharlin. Sharlin. And there'll be a foul called against York Catholic. So Sharlin will inbound from the baseline. Steinmetz calls UCLA. Sharlin inbound. Steinmetz to the top. Mark Stenardo finds the hole. Stenardo back out across. Wide open. Robbie Segarich. Triple. It's good. An 8-point first quarter for Robbie Segarich, and that puts the Firebirds up by 3, 14-11. 90 ticks of the clock to play this first quarter. It's dumped back off. Henry Stevens. Stevens. And a whistle sounded, and it'll be a Firebird ball. Segarich to inbound. Segarich to Stenardo. The same 5 Firebirds on the court as they were at the start of the first quarter. Zach Sharlin back to Stenardo. Stenardo across to Robbie Segarich now. Segarich dumps it back off. Sharlin cutting through. Zach Sharlin to the rim. That was up, bobbled, and no good. Rebounded by Lawrence. Lawrence almost lost it. And it was taken by Samuel McKim. McKim across 3-point line. McKim to the paint, to the rim. No good. Tip back up by Lawrence. Gets his own rebound to the rim. That one's no good. Puts it back up a third time. That one's no good. Stevens gets his own rebound. And picked back up for the Firebirds finally. 50 seconds to play. It's Segarich. Segarich looking for a double-digit first quarter. He'll give it up to Mark Stenardo. Stenardo back out across Bass to the top of the key. Steinmetz. Steinmetz back to Bass. Bass to Stenardo. Stenardo open for 3. It's up. It's good. Mark Stenardo puts the Firebirds ahead by 6. It's a quick 6-point swing, or an 8-point swing. It was 11-9, now 17-11 Firebirds. Here's Stevens. Comes back to Michael Bona. Bona passes it back. It's intercepted. Here's Robbie Segarich on the attack. Segarich to Sharlin. Zach Sharlin to the rim, and he finishes. A 10-point swing for the Firebirds in the final 2 minutes. It's now 19-11. Here's Evan Kipple. Kipple taking it himself. Evan Kipple unassisted. 19-13. Here's Segarich. Segarich double teamed. Finds his man Bass to the rim, and he couldn't finish. So at the buzzer, it is all action packed for the final 120 seconds. 19-13, the Firebirds had the lead, and they were on a 10-2 run going into the start of the second quarter. Robbie Segarich, 8 points in the first quarter to add to the total of the Firebirds, 19. So 4 fouls the first quarter by York Catholic, 1 by the Firebirds. 7 down, 21 to go, and we'll be back in a few. So Firebirds lead 19-13 after the first 7 minutes of play. Them new legs on the court for the Firebirds, Aden McDonald and Scott Harkins. Now it's Mark Stenardo with the ball. Stenardo back across Segarich for 3, no good. His first missed shot from beyond the arc, and it's a foul called against the newcomer Scott Harkins. So here come York Catholic on the attack. It's Kipple. Back to Jack Lawrence for 3. It's up and good. The Husk lead back down to 3. It's now 19-16 in favor of the Firebirds as Lawrence hits a long 3. Now Stenardo with the ball. Stenardo finds Harkins. Harkins back to Stenardo. Stenardo across. McDonald to the corner. Segarich. Segarich back out to McDonald. McDonald to the corner. It's Stenardo back to Segarich again. Segarich. Steinmetz. Now across to McDonald. McDonald cutting through. McDonald back out to Harkins. Harkins to the rim. And it's an offensive foul called against Scott Harkins. His second in his first minute 12 on the court. It'll be Jack Lawrence starting with the ball. Lawrence inbounds to Evan Kipple. Kipple across the emblem at half court. Now dumps it back off to the top with Henry Stevens. Stevens out to the corner. Gets his pass back. Out to the corner again for McKim. McKim to the Stevens. Stevens to the middle. Back out to the top to McKim. Now it's Kipple. Kipple, McKim to the rim. No good. And it's knocked away. It'll stay with York Catholic. No, we'll go to the Firebirds. So the Firebirds take over on possession as Mitchell Bradley, the junior, takes over. He'll come on the court in a substitution. And it's Henry Stevens subbing off for York Catholic. So Tommy Nahill now makes his first appearance of the game on the baseline underneath the Firebird net. As Stenardo takes it across half court. Stenardo goes right back to the big man, Tommy Nahill. Nahill to Steinmetz. Steinmetz back out top to Stenardo. Stenardo out to the corner. McDonald for three, and he couldn't finish. And it's rebounded by Bradley. Bradley passes it back to Kipple. Kipple finds his man in Jack Lawrence. Lawrence to the top to McKim. McKim back across to Bradley. Bradley to the top to Lawrence. Lawrence out to the side to Bona. Bona passes it back for three. It's up, and it rimmed in and out twice. And now it's Aden Brody taking it up. Oh, sorry, it is still Segarich. Isn't that Brody not on the court? Yes, Segarich passes it to McDonald. McDonald back out to Segarich. Segarich stutter steps, backs up, back out across to Stenardo. Stenardo to Tommy Nahill. Nahill bodies a man to the rim. Up, no good. Rebounded by Lawrence, who dumps it back off to Evan Kipple. Kipple for the pass across to McKim. McKim inbound. Lawrence back to McKim. McKim to the rim. It's up and good. 19-18 Firebirds as McKim gets the first points for York Catholic. Stenardo back out to Segarich. Now to Steinmetz. Steinmetz to the top of Stenardo again. Stenardo going into the rim. That one's good. Mark Stenardo puts the Firebirds back up by 3, 21-18. Here's Kipple across half court again. Evan Kipple dumps it off to Mitchell Bradley. Bradley pass to the side. Now it's McKim again. McKim to Jack Lawrence. Lawrence out to the side to Kipple. Kipple to Bradley. Bradley to Lawrence. Lawrence to the rim. He couldn't finish. Rebounded by McDonald. McDonald through the paint across half court. McDonald looking to make a man miss. McDonald shuffling in and out. Spin move. And he couldn't find board. Now here's Michael Bona. Bona passes it down. Here's Mitchell Bradley. Bradley lofts up an air ball. Rebounded by the Firebirds. Avoiding a travel was Stenardo, and now Segarich takes it up across. Stenardo back to Segarich. 2:50 to play in this first half. Firebirds by 3, 21-18. Now Stenardo for 3. That's no good. Rebounded one hand by Segarich. What a save. It's kept in bounds. Steinmetz went down hard, and it's off of his back. And York Catholic takes over as it went off of the back of Charles Steinmetz. Nicholas Diluca will inbound for York Catholic. Diluca with a one bounce pass to Evan Kipple. Kipple across the three-point line. Now across half court. Kipple dribbled a few times. Now passes it back. Gets the return feed. Kipple to the rim. It's up and good. Kipple makes the lead down to 1, and it's timeout used by Holy Ghost. 2:22 to play in the second quarter. 21-20. The Firebirds on top. All right, 2:22 to play this first half. Firebirds lead by 1, and Jack Dobbins has made a sudden reappearance in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, so Adam McDonald will take it up across half court to start for the Firebirds. McDonald to Sharlin. Sharlin back out. Aden Brody on the floor for the first time today. Gives it to Brendan Bass as Sharlin went down behind the play. Now to McDonald. McDonald back out to Aden Brody for 3. Aden Brody triple.
He was so open there. I saw it and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that was blown.
Past that.
Yeah, that was blown coverage. Brody on the board. There's just a few seconds on the court. Here's Mitchell Bradley. Bradley back out to the corner to Kipple. Kipple back out the top to McKim again.
Brody making some audibles.
Yeah, McKim to Kipple. Kipple to Bradley.
Ooh.
So York Catholic is knocked away. Here's Aden Brody on the attack. Brody dumps it back off to Zach Sharlin. Sharlin back out to Brody. Brody, who just hit the three-pointer. Again, directing traffic. Now Tommy Nahill. Nahill passes it back to Brody. Brody looking for help. Now doing it himself, and he was hit late.
Wow.
No call. And the Firebird lead stays at just 4. Here's Kipple. Kipple passes it back to Bradley. Bradley with the dump off to Nicholas Diluca. Has picked it off. Here's McDonald, and he's fouled. So the foul called against Evan Kipple of York Catholic. That's their 6th foul of the half. Firebirds only at 3.
Wow. Nice to see the Firebirds containing the fouls. It's good.
That was a big problem earlier on this season. They seem to have fixed it over the last few games. So they haven't had just 3.5 yet this year. Now here's Adam McDonald. Now to Brody. 57 seconds. Brody to Nahill. Nahill back out across to Zach Sharlin. Sharlin to Brandon Bass. Up and no good. And it's rebounded by Everett King. King passes it back to Samuel McKim. McKim up across 3-point line now across half court. McKim steps to the emblem. Not to the corner. The return feeds Nicholas Diluca. Diluca with a pass, and it's bounced off the hand of Mitchell Bradley. Bradley and Diluca discussing it after the play, and 29.4 seconds will remain in this first half. So here's the inbound from Sharlin. Sharlin goes to McDonald with 24 seconds to play. Firebirds lead by 4. They can take the last shot if they want. Sharlin to the top to Aden Brody. Brody in between the emblem and the top of the key. Brody out wide open. Zach Sharlin, and he couldn't finish. And now rebounded by York Catholic. 8 seconds to play. Up the court, knocked out of play. Who was it off of? And it was off of the Firebirds. Almost took out a camera on the way out as well.
That wouldn't have been too good.
Yeah. 7.8 seconds to play in this first half. 24-20. Here's the inbound coming from McKim. McKim goes out across to Kipple. Kipple, the return feed to the rim. Couldn't finish. Rebound. What a shot. And it's good. That cuts the lead down to 2. So after the beautiful layup by Samuel McKim, the Firebird lead cut in half to 2 is now 24-22 after 14 minutes of play. So the Firebirds offense on high alert to start the game. They come back from being at 11-9 to take a 19-11 lead, and that cut all the way back down to 2, as you just said, 24-22. So 14 minutes down, 14 to go, Firebirds by 2.
I got it.
All right, everyone, and welcome back to the Chapman Arena, the Firebird Fieldhouse at Holy Ghost Prep. And we have the Firebirds leading by 2 over York Catholic. 24-22 HGP on top. It's Jack Lawrence who starts with the ball. Lawrence back to the top for Samuel McKim. McKim back to Kipple. Kipple back out across. Lawrence back to the top to McKim. McKim to Lawrence. And it's intercepted by Robbie Segarich. Segarich on the attack. Segarich heels off. Now pass back to McDonald out. And now Steinmetz makes the move. Steinmetz to the rim. It was knocked away for Bass. And it's out of bounds on York Catholic.
Ghost will keep the ball. I mean, that's a big play. Just getting the York guy to dive out of bounds himself instead of trying to go for it and risk getting yourself out. That was definitely the smarter play from Steinmetz right there.
And York Catholic took more shots than the Firebirds this first half. So Firebirds' key to victory the second half will be getting more opportunities and preventing York Catholic from getting some. As the ball is immediately knocked out of bounds, less than a second goes off the clock. So here's a quick inbound out to the corner. Stenardo.
Steinmetz.
No, I'm saying Stenardo got the pass.
Oh.
Stenardo in between the emblem and the top of the key. Back out and to Aden Brody. Brody makes the man miss. Passes it back to the corner.
Oh.
Sharlin. Back out to Segarich. Segarich to Stenardo. Stenardo dribbling. Staying in the box, now running out of it. Out to the corner. To Sharlin on the return feed from Segarich. Back out to Stenardo. Stenardo finds Segarich again. Wide open whistle. And no shot.
What happened? I didn't hear what it was called.
He may have been out of bounds.
All right. That makes sense.
All I know is no shot, so it had to be something with a shot.
I heard that. I just didn't hear what the actual call was.
Okay, Segarich had 8 points the first quarter, none in the second quarter.
Oh, really?
Yes, looking to do something to start the third quarter. And now a whistle sounds. That'll be a walk against York Catholic. And it's called on Elijah Grandas. So here's the one bounce inbounds to Mark Stenardo. Stenardo out to the corner. Sharlin now finds Segarich. Segarich one bounce pass to Brandon Bass. Bass top of the key. Stenardo out to the corner. Zach Sharlin for 3. It's up. It's good.
Bang.
Zach Sharlin from a corner 3 is 27-22.
I mean, great 3-ball. Just wide open look. Left corner. Why not shoot it? Take it. Give it a 5-ball lead.
And now York Catholic on the attack. Looking for a quick answer. They've had an answer to all the Firebirds runs today. Here's the quick inbound. It's up and good. It's Elijah Grandas for 2, 27-24, 4:52 to play in this third quarter.
Segarich, right wing, looks over left wing to Sharlin. Looks around the key. Stenardo's open, left side. Dribbles past key. Bass near the corner. Stenardo, Sharlin over left wing. Segarich to the corner for 3, and it is off the side of the rim. And it will... What is happening?
Oh, jump ball. No jump ball was called.
No jump ball, okay.
It looked like a situation where a jump ball will be called, but it was not called.
Yeah, I don't think that both York and Ghost had their hands on the same ball at the same time.
So McKim with the pass back out to Kipple. Now the return feed. McKim for 3. No good. So Segarich, who started the game 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, is now 2 for 5. Here's Bass to the rim. It was blocked. And a clean block. So 4:04 to play. Here comes Kipple on the attack. Kipple is knocked away.
Yeah.
And it's a foul called against Stenardo, who disagrees.
I mean, I think that's the correct call.
Yeah, I would say so.
He got a bit too in his face.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't a flagrant foul, but...
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
But that's a reasonable call.
Yeah, I should say blatantly obvious. It was flagrant actual foul call, so it wasn't a blatant foul. So here's the inbound to Evan Kipple. Kipple to McKim. McKim looking for help. McKim back at the Kipple again. Kipple up to the corner. To Grandas. Grandas to McKim. McKim directing traffic. McKim to Grandas. Grandas back to McKim. McKim. And it'll be a foul or a walk. No, it was a foul going against York Catholic. It must have been an off-ball foul as the Firebirds take over. There's Segarich to inbound to Mark Stenardo. Stenardo hustles up across half court through the emblem. Find this man Sharlin, who evades a pick and couldn't finish.
Stenardo gets it. Bass for the layup, and it is in. That's another 5-point lead for the Firebirds.
The second pickpocket For Mark Stenardo of the game, looking like Melvin Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans, not the cornerback for the LA Chargers. So here's Samuel McKim. McKim gets to back out across again. Gets the return feed. Now looking for help was Everett King. King out of the corner for three. No good. Rebounded by Segarich. Segarich through the paint.
I mean, I've only been here temporarily, but I've seen Ghost throw some risky passes like that one.
Yeah, and that one was not able to be corralled by Brandon Bass, so it goes out of bounds through the baseline.
Yeah, I think the Ghost passing game, if they want to win this game, needs to be much more refined. Look for the guys that are open and stop trying to make risky passes for a potential bigger upside.
And especially because there's no foul, there's no shot clock, so they can take all the time they want.
Exactly. I feel like just play it safe is the best option.
Yes. So here's York Catholic, start with the ball. Kipple out to the corner. Kipple winds up in the hands of Everett King. King has a man. It's Trey Wsniewski. Wsniewski to Samuel McKim. McKim with the pass back to Wsniewski. Wsniewski out, and Lawrence couldn't corral it.
And that's picked by Steinmetz. Finds Stenardo, right side. Driving up, key. Sharlin, left wing, 3-ball, and it is going to be short off the rim, over the basket. Turnover, York Catholic ball.
And Sharlin went down after the play. He gets back up. So he gets back up somewhat slowly, but now hustling around. 2:17 to play the third quarter. 29-24 in favor of the Firebirds. A low-scoring third quarter after almost 40-plus points scored in the first half.
It was 24-22, right?
I think so. Here's the quick inbound, and he stepped on the baseline. That was Everett King for York Catholic, who steps on the baseline. Samuel McKim will inbound for York Catholic. Or no, so maybe he didn't step on the baseline. Must have been a foul going against the Firebirds.
Yeah, he was Sharlin pushed him out of bounds.
Ah, that makes sense. Here's the inbound.
That was an
Stenardo,
awful inbound.
Wide open. Mark Stenardo for two. Doing it himself, and it's now 31-24. Stenardo now at 3 steals on the day. And now McKim got stripped away, and it's off of York Catholic.
Stenardo saw an opportunity to get that inbound. He took it.
Yeah.
Wide open.
So now Zach Sharlin will inbound from the baseline. Sharlin gets up to Stenardo. Almost runs into him, and now Stenardo will peel off. 1:45 to play this third quarter. 31-24, the Firebirds on top. They've only committed a total of 5 fouls this game. Stenardo for 3, and he couldn't finish. I think almost all of Stenardo's points have come off steals today. I think he has 3 and 6 points.
Harkins tried to get a bit rough, tried to get a little steal, but foul went against him.
I think Harkins only been on the floor for about 2.5 minutes and has had 3 fouls already. He had 2 fouls before you got here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude. Not a good look for the junior.
Right back off.
Yeah, not a good look for the junior.
Yeah. So here's the inbound. They go cross-country with it to Trey Wsniewski, who goes in the backcourt. Now to McKim. McKim back to Trey Wsniewski. Wsniewski to the top to Bradley. Bradley, Lawrence to the rim, no good, and that was Grandas. Here's Zach Sharlin taking it up. Sharlin finds Stenardo. Stenardo with the rim. Stenardo! And he gets the friendly bounce. A 9-point Firebird lead as Mark Stenardo hits the 2. It's now 33-24.
I mean, this is much bigger than the 2-point lead that the Firebirds had entering this half. Yeah. I mean, what is this now? 9.
Yeah.
9 points.
So now it's a Grandas for 2. He couldn't finish. Here's Sharlin again. Sharlin triple teamed and he's fouled. And after the play, a great corralling reception by Connor Graham. And now a timeout will be called. 46.9 seconds to play in this third quarter. Firebirds lead by 9, 33-24. Right, 46.9 seconds to play in the third quarter. So here's Stenardo, inbound back to Zach Sharlin. Sharlin to Segarich, top of the key, 3. It's up and good.
Well, that was right out the gate, 3 ball.
Yeah, bing, bang, bong, as I like to call it.
Not even 5 seconds in.
Yeah. So here's Samuel McKim. McKim to Wsniewski. And a foul called against the Firebirds. 23.8 to play in the third quarter. Firebirds lead by 12. That's their 4th foul of the half.
McGrenehan comes to sub in for Sharlin.
So here's the one bounce inbound from McKim. McKim on the return feed. McKim looking for help with 19 seconds to play. Dumps it off to Bradley. Bradley across. Out to the corner to Wsniewski. Wsniewski, now almost a travel, is back to the rim. It's good.
That was a great pass from Wisnews.
Yeah. 1 second. Stenardo cross country, and it came out short. Stenardo had a good if it goes, almost half-court shot. It was dead on target, just came up a few feet short. But nonetheless, the Firebirds with a double-digit lead going into the half, 36-26. Or sorry, not going into the half, going into the fourth quarter. I don't know why I think it's halftime. 21 minutes down, 7 to go. Firebirds lead by 10, 36-26. .6:55 to play in regulation. Firebirds lead by 10, 36-26. They start with the ball as well with Connor Graham. Graham with a return feed from McDonald. Graham is open. Graham for 3, and he couldn't finish. Rebounded by Bass. Bass to the top to McDonald. McDonald throws it off to the side. Aden Brody. Brody to the corner. Brody, who came on and got a 3-pointer in his first shift, and so far before now his only shift. Graham back to Aden Brody again. Brody to Graham. Graham to McDonald, and the Firebirds just nursing the clock. So here's a pass back to the middle. Now it's McGrenehan. McGrenehan after the corner. And back up to the top to McDonald. Firebirds taking their good old time. 50 seconds have elapsed off the clock as they started with the ball. McDonald back out across to Brody. Brody to McDonald into the corner. McDonald on the turn feed is knocked away by York Catholic and stays with the HGP. The Firebirds are taking a full minute off the clock, all of their possession.
I mean, hey, that's just time management skills from the coach.
Yeah, that's smart basketball. Like I said at the third quarter, it's all about the Firebirds getting more opportunities than York Catholic, and they did a lot more than that. McDonald comes across half court. McDonald back out to Sharlin, I think. Yeah, now Aden Brody. Brody bodies for 2. It's up and good. And with a minute 10 seconds elapsed off the clock, that could not have been any more well executed by HGP.
A great play by Brody. Just got his body into it, was able to get the ball exactly where it needed to go on a perfect floater lay.
And now Lawrence, on a hurry up, makes it 2.
Lawrence did a very similar thing there.
Yeah. And now that a key point of taking a minute 10 seconds off the clock is that really hustles up York Catholic. So you get the ball right back. And Brandon Bass answers. A 40 spot for the Firebirds. 5:20 to play. Here's York Catholic on the attack to the rim. It's McKim, and he finishes. A bicycle shot from McKim. And the Firebird coach not happy at all. So 5:15 to play in regulation, 40-30 the Firebirds lead. So 5:15 to play in regulation. Here's the inbound to Stenardo. Stenardo back to Sharlin. Sharlin back to Stenardo again. Stenardo around half court is tipped. York Catholic takes over. They needed this. It's going to go all the way to Wsniewski for 2. And a much-needed York Catholic takeaway, and points come out of it.
That could be dangerous. 5 minutes to play. This leads down to 8 for the Firebirds. This could be. Oh, Brody,
Made it wide
corner 3,
open.
and it's
Couldn't
offside.
Just gonna
Brody
gets a
recovers.
rebound. Brody for 2, and that
It's
didn't go.
off again. Sharlin. Oh my goodness.
The Firebirds take over. Aden Brody. Did he get it again? And he
What
couldn't.
just happened?
Brody had the ball knocked away again. Almost took over.
So missed 3, blocked layup, another blocked layup,
Then a rebound.
and then a rebound.
a turnover.
and
And almost another turnover.
this is insane. That was
A lot of action. It takes
chaos.
And all that in 16 seconds.
Chaos is the
4:41.
word to describe that.
Yeah. So Brendan Bass subs off. 4:41 to play. The Firebirds have Stenardo, Segarich, Steinmetz, Brody, and Sharlin on the floor. So here's Kipple. Kipple back across to Wsniewski. Wisniewski across again. Now for 3. It's much needed. It won't fall. Rebounded by Aden Brody. Brody, 5 points, 2 rebounds. Not a bad day for him. Here's Mark Stenardo across the emblem at half court. Over to Segarich. Segarich out of the corner. Gets the return feed. Segarich makes a man miss. Segarich triple teamed. And he hits the 2. Firebirds back up on top by 10. The bench is excited to pickpocket. Back out to Segarich for another 2, and that one falls. 4 points in 5 seconds for Robbie Segarich. And a timeout is called by York Catholic.
That's a big sigh of relief for the Firebirds right there. Bring this lead back up to 12 with under 4 to play. That basically could be the deciding factor, those 4 points.
So Robbie Segarich has now 15 points, 8 in the first quarter, and 7 in the fourth quarter.
We say an MVP?
I mean, I have to say so. He has almost 1/3 of the Firebirds' total team points and has multiple good defensive plays.
All right, let's do it.
And so for the moment, Robbie Segarich will be the JV game MVP. His second MVP. We have to start keeping track of these. Second MVP of the year, probably.
I would guess, yeah.
3:54 to play in the fourth
Are we still
quarter.
doing that thing during the varsity halftime now?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, because I think we're talking about that and considering whether to do it like on a daily basis.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
So 3:54.
Assuming you still hear that is.
Yeah. 3:54 to play in regulation. 44-32, Firebirds on top. It's Sharlin, Brody, Steinmetz, Stenardo, and Segarich on the floor. Segarich 5 points away from a 20 spot. Here's Kipple going back and forth with McKim. And he puts up for 2. It was Jack Lawrence for 2. Now Stenardo with a one bounce pass to Segarich. Segarich back to Stenardo. Stenardo out to the corner. Sharlin had it knocked away. McKim couldn't corral it. Firebirds hang on a possession. And Samuel McKim couldn't believe it for York Catholic.
Yeah, some of the York Catholic kids were like, whoa, what was that call? And the Firebird kids were relieved.
Only the second call today where really either side disagree with it at all. Very good refereeing all day.
Oh, definitely.
So here's Stenardo. Back out across to Zach Sharlin. Sharlin passes it back to Stenardo. Stenardo out. Steinmetz to the corner again. Here's Sharlin bobbling it. Sharlin, and did he walk? He did. And York Catholic takes over. 3:06 to play in regulation. 44-34, Firebirds on top. York Catholic will have the ball. It's only 186 seconds to do something.
I love how you said 186 seconds instead of roughly 3 minutes.
I'm in the mood to say something weird like that. So here comes York Catholic. It's McKim. McKim cutting through and had the ball knocked away. It'll stay with York Catholic. That's the 6th foul of the half for the Firebirds. There were just 3 in the second half. 3 in the first half.
Yeah, that's a rough, constant foul increase.
Yeah. It started off good. Only about 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. This total was only at 3. And now it's soon to have gone way up in the fourth quarter.
This better not be a change.
Here's a long 3 that's knocked away. Segarich, and it's going to be out on the Firebirds. Just Segarich batted it away.
Interesting.
Here's the inbound from York Catholic. It's Jack Lawrence. Lawrence back out across to McKim. McKim with a pass back, knocked away, picked up by Stenardo. Stenardo across half court through the emblem. Stenardo with a return feed.
Shoot it.
Stenardo had the ball out to the corner. Sharlin taking his time. Sharlin finds his man. Segarich. Segarich dumps it off into the corner. Steinmetz chose not to shoot. Steinmetz to the rim, and he couldn't finish the 2. Tipped away, and who is it going to be out of? It'll be off HGP.
I mean, just in general, I would think the Firebirds are one of, if not the best clock-draining team in the area. I mean, they just...
It's all about ball security.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, 1:10 seconds they drained off earlier in the third?
Yeah. That was the fourth quarter.
Oh, it was fourth? Oh, okay. Right. Oh, yeah, right, it was.
So Evan Kipple at the line to shoot 1-on-1. The Firebirds' 7th foul of the half. Kipple misses his first one of the 1-on-1. Rebounded by Wsniewski, and it was knocked away off the hand of Mark Stenardo.
That was loud. It just slapped Stenardo's hand right out of bounds. York recovers.
So here's McKim. McKim finds Lawrence. Lawrence back to the top. Back to McKim. For 3. They need to have it, and they got it. What a tic-tac-toe play.
What a deep bomb. That was insane.
And that was knocked away. Who's that going to be out of? And that is off of HGP, it appears.
Jeez, I can't get over that.
No, it's out of York.
HGP rebounds.
Yeah.
I can't get over that 3 ball. That was insane.
Yeah, that could have been better.
Lillard territory.
Yeah. Here's Stenardo bringing it across half court. Stenardo finds his man. It was Steinmetz who corralled it. And a timeout will be called by York. 1:52 to play in regulation. 44-37. HGP on top. A minute 48 to play in regulation. 44-37. HGP on top. The Firebirds will inbound if they're going out of bounds off of York Catholic. Here's the quick inbound for Segarich. Segarich making a man miss over to Stenardo. Stenardo lost it. York Catholic takes over. They need to have points. McKim over to Lawrence for 2. 44-39. York Catholic not dead yet with a minute and a half to play.
That's a real bad. Oh my goodness!
York Catholic has a chance.
Dude.
That's Lawrence who gives it up. It's Kipple. Kipple to the corner for 3. Wow, Wsniewski.
What just happened?
A minute 19 to play in regulation.
What just happened?
York Catholic is within 2.
Whoa.
44-42. And if you're a York Catholic fan, that could not have been any more well executed.
That was insane.
A 5-point swing in not even 15 seconds.
Geez, 2 consecutive drops from Ghost is crucial with less than a minute and a half left.
We were just talking about ball security.
Not anymore.
Yeah, so that's gonna come down to it. Do the Fibers lose this game because they couldn't corral 2 passes, and they weren't even that bad of passes either. They just bounced right off the hands. So a minute 19 to play in regulation. Firebirds now only a lead by 4, or they're only by 2. 44-42.
It's a one-shot game.
All right, 1:19 to play. 44-42. It's Stenardo taking it across half court. Stenardo with a dump off. Pack out to the top to Segarich. Segarich gets the return feed. The Fibers looking to hold onto the ball. And it's a foul against York Catholic. They're a 4th foul of the half. And it's Henry Stevens. Henry Stevens getting called for the foul as they bring on McDonald and take off Brandon Bass. 1:06 to play. Here's the inbound to Stenardo. Stenardo around the 3-point line, had knocked away. Who's it out of? A crucial call, and it's going to be ruled off of York Catholic. And the Firebirds can take a collective sigh of relief. It's a quick inbound. Segarich. And now, was that a foul? That one was. A 5th foul of the half now. For York Catholic, they're nearing closer to that 7-foul bonus.
I mean, there's less than a minute left, so.
Yeah. Here's Steinmetz. Steinmetz passes it back to McDonald. McDonald with a 1-bounce pass. Stenardo. Out to the side, there's another foul.
I don't think they should go for. I don't think the Firebirds should go for a 3-ball here. I think you just.
I think
play it
hold
safe.
on to the ball, try to do a 2. And
Yeah,
2
play
pointer,
it safe, try to lay it.
Yeah, a 2-pointer might put it away because now one more foul puts them in a bonus. So here's knocked away, triple team. They're going to try to do the bonus now, and they will.
What?
But is that a foul on the floor? The foul was against York Catholic. Segarich goes to the line.
Interesting.
It should be 1-on-1. 46.1 to play. 44-42 HGP on top.
That's a bonus for both squads now.
Yeah. That was 4 quick fouls for York Catholic.
Yeah.
The first foul shot of the 1-on-1 is up and good. Segarich makes it a 3-point game.
If he makes this, that could be massive in the deciding of this game.
Yeah.
If he misses it,
And I think one
Same
more.
thing.
I think one more puts them in 2 foul shots, not 1-on-1. Here, Segarich makes them both. Robbie Segarich makes both of the line. 46-42. He's now at 17 points. Here comes York Catholic on the attack. Comes it back off. Jack Lawrence stepping back with it. Now pulls up for 3. McKim couldn't get it. And it's out of bounds off of York Catholic. Fibers take over with 27.3 to play.
smart play by Steinmetz there, letting it roll out of bounds instead of trying to grab it.
And now again, it's just going to be a matter of,
Who can hold on better?
yeah, can the Fibers hold on to the ball? And can they avoid a foul as well? There's no shot clock, so they can hold on to the ball for as long as they want, and they get fouled immediately. 26 seconds even remaining, and now Stenardo goes to the line. And this should be 2 foul shots. This is the 8th foul to have for York Catholic.
Ref called 1-on-1.
1-on-1. Huh. Oh, it's on the floor. That's right. So here's the first one. It's up and good.
Wow.
So Stenardo makes the first one, 47-42. If he makes this, York Catholic will need 2 3-pointers just to tie the game. Stenardo makes them both. 48-42.
Firebird foul shots looked much better than I've seen this year today.
So here's Jack Lawrence out of the corner. Now a bobble. Out for three. It's the air ball. It'll be rebounded by Sharlin with 15.1 to play and a foul called against York Catholic again. So one more foul shot basically puts the game away.
I assume they're just going to keep fouling.
Well, they had to foul there because it would be an easy 2-pointer if they didn't.
Oh, definitely.
So 15.1 to play, 48-42 in favor of the Firebirds. Sharlin will go to the line to shoot 2, and if he makes 1, the game is about over. And it's a 1-on-1 again.
Wow.
He makes this one. So 49-42, Firebirds now by 3 shots.
Yeah, I stand by my statement though. From the portion of the game that I've seen, the foul shots looked much better than they have in any other game.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
So Sharlin couldn't hit his second, so the Vipers sit at 49 instead of half 100. Here's McKim on the attack. McKim doing it himself. He couldn't finish the 2. And missed shots, the key to victory for HGP. 49-42, Firebirds win.
Let's go.
Hey, York Catholic keeps it interesting at the end of the game, going on a long scoring run to push the Firebirds into a place that they did not want to be. But the Firebirds come emerging out of that on top, making 5 consecutive free throws to make it a 49-42 final score. So your MVP of the game, I think we decided early on, was Robbie Segarich.
Indeed.
An 8-point first quarter, and he follows that up with a 9-point fourth quarter to bring his total to 17.
I mean, what? I mean, yeah, like that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, so 17 out of 49 points for the Firebirds coming from the hands of Robbie Segarich, who hit 3 3-pointers during the day to go 3 for 5 from the line, and goes 2 for 2 in the line with 2 big foul shots at the end of the day. So 49-42, the Firebirds win, and in a few minutes, about 28 minutes, we will have the varsity edition of HGP versus York Catholic. So again, your final score, Holy Ghost Prep 49, York Catholic 42, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.